14-0 in nap time in the third quarter. Now Seattle goes to the run. Greg Craig in the nose tackle stops John L. Williams with 8:30 to play in the third quarter. Trump.
Don, it's another chance now for Seattle to really totally take control of this football game. Denver's offense is not functioning very well. If the Seattle offense can get a long sustained drive here, it's going to really hurt Denver's chances.
Craig against the blitz, swings it out. Then he overthrows Kurt Warner, and very wisely, as the ever alert Jim Ryan was running in pass coverage and also looking at the ball.
Also good pressure by Greg Craig in the nose tackle, and Carl Mecklenburg on Dave Craig. This has not been a particularly well called game in my estimation offensively for either team. A lot of mismatch of plays here. Watch the pressure once again on Craig. 31 Craig in there, 61 Townsend. This is a big third down for Seattle, equally as big for Denver.
Seattle has been to the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years and 3 of the last 5 years. One of these two teams has won that division, the AFC West. Here is a throw to Butler, but a marker's down as Butler is going to have that big gainer come back. And apparently it's going to be a holding call as Rulon Jones and Mecklenburg were coming like freighters.
That's another big pickup. 27 yards, called back on holding.
Number 70 on the offense. Still third down.
That's Mattis. He was on Carl Mecklenburg. There's Chuck Knox.
Coach Knox specializes in offensive line play. He was 10 years an assistant in the NFL with the Jets and with Detroit as an offensive line coach. Went to the Rams 5 years, went to the Bills 5 years, now beginning his 16th year as a head coach, his 6th at Seattle. Dave Craig is coming off an excellent preseason through no interceptions. His numbers aren't impressive today, but he's not made the big mistake. Elway has been intercepted twice. Throwing a catch. The Blades, the first-year, second-round draft choice. 3rd and 17. It's good for a gain of about 11, so they'll have to punt.
Mecklenburg and Mike Harden, again, a chance for Seattle to really put the hurt on Denver. Now Denver's got to feel good. They got to get it going here, but Denver's got to feel good. Seattle's given Denver a chance to make up for it, or at least get back in tune and get some offense cranking here.
Rodriguez hits another beauty. Left foot spiral that drives Clark back to his 11. He beats the first wave of pursuit, and Clark is struck hard at the 25-yard line.
Did you hear that hit? Whoa.
Tommy Agee from Auburn, a blocker for Bo Jackson, smashed him out of bounds.
In auto racing, the big Q stands for quality. In Quaker State's 11,000 RPM Porsche-powered Indy car. In Ricky Rudd's 625 horsepower high-torque V8. These great racing engines demand the great name in motor oil. Quaker State with QSX, proven to run clean for unbeatable protection from wear and tear.
And the Quaker State that protects all these engines on the track is the same oil you buy right off the shelf.
Quaker State, the big Q stands for quality. Always has, always will.
Come on along and head for the mountains of Bush. Big, head for the mountains. It's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush. Big, Bush, big.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Yesterday, when George Tucker left the Allstate Claim Center across the street, he figured the only thing that'd bring him back was the pie he'd discovered. Unfortunately, the long, hot drive home exposed other minor damage that had gone undetected. Just the kind of thing Allstate Hidden Damage Protection insures him against. So today, Allstate gave George another check and a great new excuse for more pie. Allstate Hidden Damage Protection, another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
2 of the 1988 NFL season on NBC Sports. Opening game of the doubleheader. The Steelers go to Washington to play the Super Bowl champions. Miami, beaten badly today at Chicago, goes to Buffalo, a team that upset the Vikings. Some of the doubleheader games, the Raiders go to Houston. Kansas City will be at Seattle. And Denver will be home again to play the San Diego Chargers. That's next Sunday on NBC Sports, leading off with NFL Live at 12:30 Eastern Time. 6:50 to play, third quarter. Mile High Stadium. John Elway looking to get hot. His team is down to the underdog Seahawks 14-7. Elway against Jacob Green, and he dumps it off. And that was some play by Elway, also an even better one by Green, who made him do it, but he did get it to an illegal receiver.
That's close to being intentional grounding.
Got it to Sewell.
It does not appear that you see the guard trying to pull out. It was Billy Bryan, the center, trying to pull out the block Jacob Green. Elway right there. Get this, last 8 plays. The Denver offense is running this half 9 yards gained. 8 plays, 9 yards. Now the receiver was right there, so it's no intentional grounding, but this offense is just ground to a halt.
Broncos have won their division 3 of the last 4 years. 2 consecutive conference championships. Tip ball again, and Bosworth loses the handle. Had a room service interception to the Bos, but couldn't hold it.
Well, we're now even. 9 plays running this half, 9 yards gained by Denver. Elway's now 13 of 29, 129 yards, 2 interceptions, and almost a third.
Bos took it hard. Wyman comforts him. This Wyman, is he a player?
Yes.
He gets about 2 words of press outside of Seattle. He is big time. Out of Stanford in his second year. Free play. On the run, John Elway heading for the 12th man, and he bails out up the sideline.
Bosworth got an arm on him. Green jumped offside, so it was a free play. He tries to get back, does not. The big change I've seen so far in this Denver offense today is that John Elway does not want to run the ball.
Mr. Elway, Trump has hit 1
of his last 10. Remember last year.
Offsides. Number 79 on the defense. Still third down.
As I was about to say, last year when Dan Reeves not happy, but last year when these two teams met, Elway was 22 of 32, 4 touchdowns, an interception. Had one of his best days ever. And presently 1 for his last 10.
Elway's strongest suit is ability to sprint away from trouble and gun it on the run, but today he's having trouble finding the receiver. The Seahawks, without some key people, a troubled team, but not the way they play. They've really put it together today, and another glaring hit by Paul Moyer, who stepped in as the strong safety for the retired Kenny Easley, but the Seahawks are quick to point out when Moyer has started, they're 8-0 with him as a starter.
Yeah, that ball thrown into the ground by John Elway. Jackson had no chance to catch it. That was a ground ball out. John Elway goes to the sideline. Shoulders a little slumped. It's not working.
One of the most surprising aspects of this game, Trump, has to be Seattle's lack of a running game, even though they have a 7-point lead. And Denver's so vulnerable to the run, they keep persisting on trying to throw the ball.
Keith Bishop, the center on the punt team, just called timeout. He just raised right off the ball and called timeout. Did they charge him the timeout? The ball rolled away. It was all dusty and dirty. He wants it cleaned off. Now, has he charged the timeout or not? Apparently not. He just cleaned the dust off the ball, and we go at it again.
Bobby Joe Edmonds is back. Makes it and starts upfield. He's quick. Dodging a bullet. 46-yard punt and a 19-yard return by Bobby Joe Edmond as the Patriots now extend their lead on another field goal by Garcia over the Jets. Now in the fourth quarter. Question yet to be answered: who owns the Patriots? They have a buyer of the week up there.
That's a great line.
Yeah, they got a terrific team now. Doesn't bother them as long as those checks are good. Okay, that's a rip. Largent slides back and makes the play. That is not the out-of-bounds line, that green line. That's the right field foul line for the Denver Zephyrs. That's a 15-yard throw and completion to Largent.
His second of the day. There's that right field foul line painted green.
754th of his career.
And counting.
Most all-time. He'll soon have the most yardage all-time. He's a bit behind Charlie Joyner. And he's 5 touchdown passes away, with 95 of surpassing the 99 that Don Hudson, the Packer Hall of Famer of yesteryear, had. He'll own all the records.
Oh my goodness.
Smashed hard, lording the ball.
Oh.
Mike Harden, the free safety, got him.
Boy, that hurts here. Don't. Leave him alone there. He's looking right back into the... Oh, he got hammered.
Another of his strong suits is his courage. Runs right into the teeth of the defense.
Well, he's moving his hands. He's going to have a headache, so that's a plus. When you look for players who get hit up around the head and the neck when they start moving extremities, that's good news. He doesn't think so. Oh, boy, that hurts. 11 years after you retire and 80 yards away, you can still remember what that feels like. Oof. This is a little slant pass that Largent runs in. He's looking right back into the sun. The ball is thrown high. All elements of a shot like this. He does go after it. Whoa. We've had one go off on the stretcher, Clarence K.
Harden didn't go for the numbers either.
They never do. That's a free shot.
Last report on Clarence K, who was injured earlier, a tight end for the Denver Broncos, that he has a back sprain. Not a serious injury, fortunately, although at the time looked like it could have been. We have 5:58 left to play in the third quarter. The Seahawks are a 14-7 leader over the Broncos. And their one-day Hall of Famer Largent is down after taking that hard shot to the head by Harden.
He is what you call exposed here, stretched out. The thing that probably helps him is that he really doesn't have any weight on his legs. He bends funny, but you can absorb a lot more punishment in the air than you can on the ground. Wait till he sees that one on film. He's played for a lot of years, and you see those on film, and boy, does retirement look good to you.
Largent still being attended to. Now playing in his 13th year out of Tulsa, 7 times a Pro Bowl player. Today he extended his own record streak of consecutive games with a reception to 153. Tell you, there's a lot of guys that won't go over the middle.
He always has. I'll tell you, if you put him in the NFL's computer, they got height, weight, speed. He fails. But every intangible that every coach is looking for,
yeah,
this
they say that about him,
possesses.
Trump, but the thing about the guy, his greatest asset, in addition to his intelligence and his work ethic, is he is a sensational athlete. He might not be, he's not slow, but he's an extraordinary athlete. His hand-eye coordination, the drills he does, he has about 30 or 40 separate patterns that he runs, and he works on every one of them every day.
Yeah, but you line him up next to Mark Clayton, Mark Duper, one of the other great receivers you find in the game, and just say run a 40, catch the ball. You're going to take the other two before you take him, and he's the NFL's all-time leading receiver. Up on his feet, appears to be fine. And I'll bet he's back in there.
We'll excuse the Largents if they turn the set up or leave the room, and that comes up on the late news.
Yep,
that hit. He'll probably sit out a play. Pitch back to Kurt Warner. Nice block by Wilson, but somebody else fouled, and there's a penalty marker that comes in from the umpire, usually significant of holding. That's the call.
Mike Harden on the tackle. And the guy standing on the sideline, Steve Watson, he's taking his share of hits too. On the injured reserve for the Denver Broncos. And the sunglasses there, white shirt, there he is. Another holding call against Seattle. That's the third holding call of this half.
Number 32 on the offense, still second down.
John L. Williams leading Kurt Warner around there. Neither team willing to really take control of this football game, Don. This is Seattle's third chance now to really grab a hold of this game. 5:48 to go in the third quarter. Another second down and long yardage situation for Seattle.
Long yardage indeed. It's second down and 20, as you see, as Craig aligns in the shotgun, drops. Here's that quarterback draw again. Craig on the run. He's not done till he gets to midfield. A penalty marker's down yet again. Blair Bush led the blocking, but it looks like Mattis, a 310-pound offensive tackle, might be called. Now Mattis is clapping. He thinks it's going the other way. Personal foul is going to be the signal. If Red brings his other hand down, and he does. Diagnosis, Largent, a slight concussion. He's questionable whether or not he'll return.
Red dashing talking to the line judge there. I'm not sure what for. Illegal use of the hands by the defense. That's probably a head slap, Don. There's Largent checking his teeth.
About Hall of Famers, you're looking at the greatest receiver in NFL history.
Illegal use of the hands. Hands to the head. Number 75 on the defense. We'll tack on 5 yards, first down.
Rulon Jones, head slap or hand on the face mask. Inside, he's on the guard. Then he goes to the tackle. And you see, Mattis 70. Rulon Jones has got his hand right up to his face mask. Well, it's tacked on at the end of the play.
One of the longest third quarters of play. We still have 5:26 to play in it. Takes the pitch back. Now Craig throws back. A screen is set up, and there are blockers in front. And John L. Williams a little hard. Williams inside the 20 and down to the 14-yard line. Rick Dennison saved a touchdown. 31-yard play, perfectly executed. They all balked the pitch back fake, and then the pivot and the quick throw where the blockers were aligned in front of John L. Williams.
Half roll by Dave Craig and 3 offensive linemen. 70 Mattis, 59 Bush out there in front of John L. Williams. 75 Mike Wilson. 31-yard pickup.
Spagnola with a big block also. Williams has caught 3 for 63 yards today. So the Seahawks get a very big play, and it's now on the Denver defense to stop this drive, or they could be in deep trouble if they're not already. Down by 7, the Seahawks have Denver down by 7 and are challenging again as Cragen makes the tackle at nose tackle. New England with yet another field goal by Teddy Garcia has extended its lead to a 22-3 count over the Jets. Raiders in San Diego. It's still a 14-6 game. Los Angeles, Houston, and Indianapolis still tied.
Kurt Warner had off-season surgery on his ankle. He's not really running with the same steam that he did last year. I'm saying he's hurt, just not the same verve
Second down and 9 for the Seahawks. End zone throw. It's not close. Third down and 9. They are in very good field goal range for Norm Johnson.
Intended for John L. Williams. Ryan, the linebacker, in coverage. For the most part, Seattle's gone to the running backs here, throwing the ball down the field. Ryan Blades, 89, brings the play in.
After Teddy Garcia kicked his third field goal, Craig James ran in for another win-win score to make it 22 for New England, 22-3. Going to the closed end of Mile High Stadium. Is it loud? Warner, throw, catch, touchdown, Seattle, and the underdog Seahawks have opened up a 20-7 lead. A 14-yard touchdown throw. Excellent throw by Craig.
That's A and B circle. I think they drew that up in the dirt about 50 years ago in the NFL. Now Kurt Warner is sitting to the right of Dave Craig. He gets good pass protection. He'll come in the picture. Ryan is the man in coverage. Mecklenburg 77 underneath. That one was put right on the money. And finally, Seattle, on its fourth chance to really do damage to Denver, gets the ball in the end zone.
So when John Elway and the Bronco offense get the ball back, they're going to have to start firing right off. Extra point is drilled through by Johnson, and with 3:41 to play in the third quarter, Kurt Warner's touchdown reception, you'll recall he scored the first on a run, gives the Seahawks a 21-7 to lead.
Craig hasn't completed many, but when they've gotten close to the end zone, he's gotten it to the right guy. Butler catches one, and now Warner.
Most importantly, Trump, he's not turned the ball over, Craig. No interceptions. Elway's been picked off twice. So now the Broncos send their kick return unit out. Seattle reversing the developments of a year ago when they came here to Mile High Stadium on opening day, took a 17-7 lead, and then were destroyed as Elway went wild throwing the ball for 338 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Denver came back to win 40-17.
I have no idea what kind of a lift this gives to Seattle. Last time they won here was November of '84, I believe. This has been a spot where very few teams win, and Seattle certainly had their share of problems.
This has to be pleasing to their new owner, Ken Behring of Danville, California, who's here.
Not approved yet. Must be approved by NFL ownership.
Every indication is that it will be. Buying it from the Nordstrom families, who are about as much of a class act in ownership as anybody could be.
You got it.
Ken Bell runs back the kickoff and gets to about the 14-yard line. Elway now 13 for 30, Trump.
And he's one of his last 12.
Tigers are trying to hand it to somebody. With 10 losses in their last 12 games, or they could get hot again. They'll be at Yankee Stadium next Saturday on the NBC baseball game of the week. Cubs and the Cardinals, the other game, next Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern time.
Well, this team is known for late comebacks and dramatic drives. This is the time to start it, John.
Speed to the left side. That shotgun formation that Elway likes gives that speed in the receiving court time to run free of the defense. Here's a quick throw and a catch to the 25-yard line. Steve Sewell made the reception.
Sewell that time lined up as a wide receiver. The sets that this team has are so unbelievably varied. 21 Moyer, the strong safety out there in coverage. This is almost unstoppable, but Bosworth on the inside, 55, Moyer on the outside. They make him pay for that catch. It's a first down, Denver.
Absolutely optimum playing conditions. Temperature in the 70s. Cloudless skies here in the Mile High City, but trouble for the Broncos as they're down by 14 late in the third quarter. Winder gets the call and takes it out to the 29-yard line with a front three. Jacob Green, Joe Nash, and Alonzo Mitz got him. Seattle's defense really in sync. When you hold Elway and the Broncos to 7 through almost 3 quarters of play,
no question.
It's a big day for a defense.
And here in Mile High Stadium, where what is their record here? 36-6.
Well, if you can break it down, they're 18 of their last 20, 29 of their last 34. And when they're ahead anywhere after 3 quarters, it's over. They've won their last 30 games. They're right after the 3rd quarter. Loose ball. Bosworth and Orson Mobley hand fighting for it.
Again, that's thrown just behind Orson Mobley. Made it a very tough catch. We'll watch this play from Brian Bosworth, 55. He's looking at the tight end. Now watch where this ball comes. See, Mobley's got to turn around. John Elway has been off just that much. And when there's just that much in good coverage, who's that?
Boz at age 18.
What happened 19 to 23 here? Oh, that's 4 tough years.
Hey, we got to get the Boz with his hat off. He's got the all-time haircut now. Here's Elway looking deep. Fires, and Sewell is the man, and Steve Sewell makes the reception down to the 43-yard line. Splitting the safeties, a 29-yard gain as all of a sudden Elway heats up.
Good pressure by Jacob Green, but this play will come right at you. John Elway's able to wait. You can see Sewell at the very bottom of the picture. And several times during every football game John Elway plays, that nuclear-powered right arm shows off, and that was one of them.
The route continues at New England, where Grogan has just hit Irving Fryer for yet another touchdown throw. Extra point again, no good. 28-3, Patriots over the Jets. Pitch back in a run, down to the 41-yard line. Bosworth made the stop on Gerald Wilhite.
Bosworth again now playing that strong side inside linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks. Wyman 92 outside. Bosworth does an excellent job there. He holds it to about a 2-yard gain. That's an excellent defensive play by Brian Bosworth. When you take away the blue sunglasses and the croc-sided hair and the outrageous statements, this kid can play football. He really can.
I would hope for $11 million. They had him pretty well checked out before they paid that over a 10-year.
Scrambled full.
Elway again getting time. He looks one down. Let's see. It's Rule off the ground. A carom catch. It's no good. Vance Johnson got the ball against in front of Melvin Jenkins.
You can see John's not happy with his performance today. That ball skips in there. Vance Johnson is the outside receiver.
He's also not happy, Trump, with Ken Lanier, who's trying to block Jacob Green.
Yeah, well, Jacob's been in there. That's pretty good coverage by Jenkins, but watch this ball skip. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
We haven't seen in the other normal starter, Jeff Bryant. Mitch has been very formidable at right defensive end. The Warrior, as he calls himself. But Green has been coming all day long from the left end, coming with a wide rush. This time he's being held, and he still is after Elway. Jacob Green trying to run him down, and Jacob Green gets him.
Wow.
That's why he's been to the Pro Bowl the last 2 years.
I think he got kicked right in the stomach, too. Jacob Green is down on the sideline. I think John Elway kicked him right in the stomach.
Accidentally. Not a good idea to kick Jacob.
Yeah, no, it wasn't on purpose. He just grabbed his foot. When he pulled him down, I think Jacob Green landed right on John Elway's foot.
Look at that. Look, Lanier holding him.
And he's still not stopping him. Elway does a great job to keep his feet.
Nash on the run also, and Jacob Green going sideline to sideline to run down John Elway.
That turned John Elway's ankle, it looked like there.
Tony Woods also came a-hunting, a linebacker for Seattle. And that forces Haran to punt as he tries to angle it to the near sideline. It looks like a good one.
Oh, that's out on the 1.
About as good as it can get, down to the 2-yard line.
45-yard punt out of bounds on the 2. You can't get much better than that.
So with 19 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter, Seattle gets the ball. The Seahawks holding to a 14-point lead.
Mark Haynes is the guy down here in coverage. You'll see this ball right at the end. He's standing out of bounds. He should really be between, excuse me, that's Bruce Plummer. He should really be between the ball and the goal line to keep it from bouncing in there. They got a lucky bounce and it went out of bounds.
set. John L. Williams might be the guy just to try to get him out of jail. John L. Williams. And he gets ahead for about 5 yards out to the 7-yard line. And the clock runs, and that will do it for 3/4 of play.
He does get him out of jail. Good call, Don.
That's going to be it as the gun will sound. And at the end of 3/4 of play, the score is Seattle 21, Denver 7. Back after these messages from your local station.
Steve Gutenberg's really got it made.
What's happening to me?
Because he's just pulled the ultimate disappearing act. The man who wasn't there tonight.
This should give you some idea of the difference between beer and Genesee Cream Ale. Smooth Genesee Cream Ale. It's not the same old brewski.
Another week of big savings during Thriftway's big sale. Absorbent Diva towels. Get a roll for only 59 cents. Save on the big 64-ounce bottle of liquid Tide for just $3.49. The 1-pound package of Keller's butter is only $1.49 with coupon. And triple cola and flavors. 2-liter bottles are a big bargain. Get 2 for just $1.
Right now, your Quality Plus 4 dealer would do anything to sell you this stylish new 1988 1/2 Escort. Anything.
Now, 3-9 financing or save $1,200 on Escort during model year clearance at your Quality Plus 4 dealer.
Right now, your Quality Plus 4 dealer would do anything to sell you this rugged Bronco 2. Anything.
Save over $2,400 on Bronco 2 during model year clearance at your Quality Plus 4 dealer.
The new and improved Jessica Hahn, Monday on Evening Magazine.
The quarterback sacker is the most among the active players. Taylor, who's down for 30 days for drug use. Dexter Manley, who's back for the Redskins opener after 30 days on the shelf for drug use.
And Gastineau, he got tattooed.
Gastineau's never been charged with any illegality, though.
Surprising.
Denver defense looking to stunt, trying to get the ball back as we open the 4th quarter. Kurt Warner with a cutback move. Kurt Warner at his absolute finest. And now, while we have a moment between plays, we go to New York to NFL Live and Gail Gardner. Gail?
Thank you, Don. With the Tigers losing to the Brewers today, the Red Sox with a chance to move into a first-place tie. Top of the 10th in Anaheim, Larry Parrish a shot to right off Angel rookie Brian Harvey, putting the Sox ahead 6-5. Angels now batting in the bottom of the 10th. Let's go back to Denver.
Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy at Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado. 14:20 to play in the game. The underdog Seahawks with the ball and a surprising 14-point lead. They have it 1st and 10 now. This drive starting at their 2-yard line after the punt by Haran. Downfield throw, a little short of Butler. Mark Haynes defending on the play, and it brings up 2nd down and 10.
That last run before this pass by Kurt Warner. Now, that looked like Kurt Warner. He really fired it up in there. Hey, Craig mad at himself for not getting the ball. This is where you want Kurt Warner. 14-11 to go in the 4th quarter. You're leading by 14. You hope you can give it to him 8, 10, 12 times in this quarter. Not very good numbers for him today, but he's got a quarter left.
Warner is now 55 yards on 13 carries. Williams with 54 yards on just 10 carries. So they're starting to grind it out. But here on 2nd and 10, it's a timing pattern down the far sideline. The coverage is extremely good by Castile. Incomplete. It brings up 3rd down and 10 for Seattle.
Great job by Castile. He stayed right on the arm of Ray Butler. You can see the difference in height here. Craig tries to put some air underneath the ball, but that contact is now allowed. The defensive back can use his arm not to hold up the receiver, but you can touch that receiver. That was great coverage by Castile. watch that quarterback draw again, Don.
3rd and 10. 14 minutes to play in the game.
There it is.
It is the quarterback draw indeed. Great call as he's now cut down short, though. Running room wasn't there. They kept somebody home, Randy Robbins, to check him. And Denver should get the ball back in good field position here as Clark comes back out to return.
Robbins was coming on the blitz to make the tackle. If he doesn't, Jim Ryan, the inside linebacker, is gone, and he can't make the tackle. It was a good attempt. Now, this kid has been a big factor in Seattle's success today. Look at that. He has been a huge part of Seattle's success.
Seattle holding Denver to 7 points despite the absence of 4 defensive standouts in last year's team. Kenny easily had to retire. Young walked out on the team for a 3rd time yesterday. Bryant is here, but he hasn't played because he missed all the camp. And Taylor's been suspended. And yet the Seahawks having one of their great days defensively. Elway will try them again.
After flying so many aircraft, I'm not easily impressed with car performance. Then I drove the Cutlass Supreme pace car at the Indy 500. I was impressed.
In USAC tests, Cutlass Supreme out-cornered the BMW 325 and braked better than the Ford Thunderbird LX. And the Cutlass Supreme costs a whole lot less.
So I got 3 of them. Hey, I got 2 kids, boys.
And now get $1,000 direct from Oldsmobile when you buy a 1988 Cutlass Supreme by September 28th.
There's only one place for that original taste. Kentucky Fried Chicken. We do chicken right.
This is a brand new shop vac that comes with a surprise.
So where's the surprise?
In a minute. First, this baby picks up stuff like nails and glass like a regular shop vac.
So where's the surprise?
And like a regular shop vac wet dry, it also picks up water.
So where's the surprise?
Just watch. You twist the top, lift it off, and you've got a portable blower. A surprisingly powerful blower.
Shop vac. If it doesn't say shop vac, keep shopping.
Today's game is brought to you by the new generation of Oldsmobile. Step into the future now at your Oldsmobile dealer. By Bud Light, proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team. Everything else is just a light. And by Goodyear Certified Auto Service. Nobody fits you like Goodyear.
John Elway, leader of the AFC team that by every measure has been the best in the conference over the last 5 years. When you consider conference championships, divisional championships, wins at home, wins on the road. The team that's been to the Super Bowl the last 2 years. Elway's quarterback more wins than any QB in the NFL over the last 4 seasons, 44. And right now they're in a deep hole, although time remains with the firepower of Elway. 13-15 to play in the game, and Seattle coming in as an underdog, holding, as you see, to a 21-7 lead. Vance Johnson, super fast wide to the left. Mark Jackson comes in motion from the right. Mark Jackson is out to the 45-yard line. The earlier scores today: 49ers hold on to win. Buffalo upset Minnesota. Pittsburgh held on to beat the Cowboys. Cincinnati over Phoenix. Rams no contest at Green Bay, routing the Packers. Same with Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. The Eagles winning in a walk, as did Detroit over Atlanta. More after this play. Dorsett breaks his biggest gainer for the Denver Broncos.
Brian Bosworth on the tackle. Dorsett with that great foot speed, still at age 33. 12 yards on the pickup. And watching, he fires up in there and takes that jab step outside, then acceleration. 57, Tony Woods is the last one to try to get him. Bosworth pushes him out. Is now 8 carries for 31 yards, but only 8 times today has he been involved in the offense. No pass receptions.
34 years old. with almost 2,800 lifetime carries. It's remarkable he can walk, let alone run like that. He's never been hurt. He's going to throw it, or is he now? He's going to dart upfield. He can throw it. He gets down to the 41-yard line. Joe Nash, the nose tackle, made the stop for the Seattle Seahawks. Kansas City playing the high-powered Cleveland offense led by Kosar Tough. Still just a pair of field goals as the game is tied. Grogan having a big day. So is the Patriot defense. The Raiders have extended their lead to 17-6 now over San Diego. Highlight of that game, Tim Brown's 97-yard kickoff return for a Raider touchdown. Of Vance Johnson inside the 30-yard line of the Seahawks. That stops the clock with 11:44 to play in the game.
Oh, John, it's just trying to figure out what's going on here. Why am I off just as ever so little? The margin for error, or the window now allowed professional quarterbacks, is so small. I mean, it's just down to inches. You run deeper patterns and you run with quicker receivers. The margin for error is just inches. And John Elway has been off inches today, and therefore his very bad stats.
4 wide receivers in, but Elway certainly has to check the threatening presence of Jacob Green, who'll be coming from the left side. Here comes Green. Being held, no call. Up the middle the throw is, and a separation made at the 33-yard line. Vance Johnson couldn't hold on, as after the play, just after releasing it, Elway was knocked down.
Paul Moyer in excellent coverage up there with Vance Johnson. Watch once again when he goes up. Elway scrambles a little bit. Moyer right there with Vance Johnson. And if Moyer's not there, I think Johnson makes the catch.
So again, the Broncos are unable to sustain offense, and they'll have to punt the ball with 4th down and 8 coming up. See Moran having a good day. Here he bangs one that Edmonds will let hop. Goes out of bounds again inside the 20, inside the 10. It's going to be marked out of bounds at the 3-yard line. You remember his previous one was out at the 2. Back to Denver in a moment.
After flying so many aircraft, I'm not easily impressed with car performance. Then I drove the Cutlass Supreme pace car at the Indy 500. I was impressed.
In USAC tests, Cutlass Supreme act corner to BMW 325 and brake better than the Ford Thunderbird LX. And the Cutlass Supreme costs a whole lot less.
So I got 3 of them. Hey, I got 2 kids, boys.
And now get $1,000 direct from Oldsmobile when you buy a 1988 Cutlass Supreme by September 28th.
Don't win nothing for practice. Don't win nothing if you don't.
All right, let's have it.
After a long day of hard knocks.
That's right.
Head for the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream. Boy.
Here, this one don't bust so hard.
Head for the mountains of Bush beer.
Odious, contemptible. I'm speaking of offending in the personal grooming arena. When seeking maximum protection and a fresh new scent, one should grab new Right Guard Sports Stick from Gillette, antiperspirant and deodorant. Anything less would be uncivilized.
The product. The vehicles. The testing grounds. The results. STP oil treatment is the edge.
An American tradition continues. They captured the division title last year in dramatic fashion, sweeping the Toronto Blue Jays on the final weekend of the regular season. Next Saturday, the pennant race swings into high gear as the Tigers meet the Yankees or the Cubs face the Cardinals. The tradition is here. The memories are waiting.
John Elway, good as there is, not having his best day. Far from it.
That's the league's most valuable player standing there on the sideline, completing 4 of his last 18 attempts.
Babe Laufenberg just threw for a touchdown to Jamie Holland, and San Diego's back to within 4 of the Raiders at 17-13 with 3:25 to play at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Again, the Seahawks are forced to try to just slam the ball at Denver to get some room to work. Kurt Warner got that call and was knocked down by Cragen and Fletcher. Game clock still with 11:14 to play. Long running game. Elway will get a lot more chances to work, and there's much work to be done by the Broncos as they're down 21-7.
Basically, what Seattle has to do here is make sure they hang on to the football. Don't give Denver any momentum with a turnover.
Ray gets it out, but John L. Williams would be better off not catching it. He lost yardage on the play. Very nicely done by Rick Dennison, number 55, who earlier, you remember, recovered a fumble when Warner was separated from the ball on that early drive.
You see Craig get the signals from the sideline on his left arm. He's giving signals back.
He doesn't want to see the official make that behind the back move. It's an illegal forward pass. Over the line and lost it down.
Well, we got Kurt Warner coming into the huddle late here. Seahawks going to have to call timeout. No.
Third down. John L. Williams carries, takes on tacklers. Those backs deserve every dime they get. They do pay a price. Andre Townsend and Rick Dennison shut down the Seahawks inside their 10-yard line. So again, Denver should get very good field position to start yet another drive, but still the Broncos with only 7 points today. They had the best offense in the American Conference last season. Rodriguez has been a standout for Seattle. Pressure's on him now. They're going to send a lot of speed from the right side. Hunting from his end zone. Kevin Clark is back for Denver. High punt, but not deep. Clark's going to let it hop. It takes a Seattle roll. And finally is down at the 48-yard line of the Broncos, a 44-yard punt. So Rodriguez delivers again. Now we'll see if Elway can. Week 2 of the NFL season next Sunday on NBC Sports. The Steelers and Redskins meet up at RFK in Washington. Miami at Buffalo, then the doubleheader games. Broncos will be home again to play the San Diego Chargers, who are now within 4 of the Raiders at Los Angeles. That game is 17-13 late in the fourth quarter. Seahawks will be at home to play Kansas City, a team tied with Cleveland in the fourth quarter at Kansas City today. Elway play faking, he gets time. Tip ball. He had Wilhite running open short. And again, the ball is slapped down. Osworth might have got a piece of it from.
Yeah, I think that's the 7th deflection now that John Elway has had today. There's a flag against Seattle. Dan Reeves on the sideline. Look, he's looking for something that'll work.
Holding before the pass. Number 58 on the defense. First down.
58 is Bruce Schultz, the outside linebacker, presumably holding up the tight end. 7 deflected passes today. That's encouraging to see. He's all right.
Here's a final trump in from Foxborough. Patriots open with a 28-3 victory over the New York Jets. Elway drops and fires. He's got a man open. There is Elway at his best on an out pattern to Mark Jackson. And it's good for a first down to the 31-yard line, a 16-yard gain.
This is a tough throw. He's got to throw it over Bruce Schultz, who is about 6 feet 7 inches tall. You'll see Schultz come underneath the coverage. And Jenkins gives too big a cushion. Elway puts it right on the money. Another first down. As poorly as John Elway has played, Seattle knows he can still pull this game out.
Picks it up, and then he gets kissed by Tony Woods. To those viewers who have just joined us to watch Family Ties, please stay tuned. Family Ties will be seen in its entirety immediately following football, except for Mountain and Pacific time zone stations, where the program will be seen in its regular time.
I was concerned about that.
Running long today, and it's going to go a lot longer as 9:24 still remains on the fourth quarter clock. And the hometown Broncos, who've been so strong here at Mile High Stadium in the recent years, winning 29 of their last 34 home games, find themselves down by 14 points, 21-7. To the Seattle Seahawks, who played inspired defense, shutting down Elway. Throw. He stretched his receiver, and Jackson couldn't hold on. That Sewell, he went to that time inside the 30-yard line.
Bosworth and Moyer on the coverage. Bosworth inside. I think it was Vernon Dean on the outside, wasn't it? Anyway, tip of the cap to the Seattle defense today. And Denver has played very uninspired football except for that one drive in which they scored. Do you agree, Don? A lot of mistakes and not much running game. And
well, the Denver Broncos are the Elway Broncos. He is it. He's the cornerstone of the franchise. Everything keys off what he does. And Seattle's defense has been the difference. They've shut down Elway. They've taken away the roots of some of the receivers. They've slapped 7 balls down. Here's a long ball. And it's open. It's separated from him at the 6-yard line. And again, a big defensive play stops a big gainer by the Broncos. Melvin Jenkins, who had that interception in the third quarter that set up the touchdown. This time splatters Vance Johnson, who had the ball in his hands. It was a perfect throw by Elway, but the defenders again come up bigger.
2 deep zone by Seattle. Jenkins just standing back there to make the hit. Landed right on his shoulder. And John Elway, when he gets it, the ball to him, and it's knocked away. It is one of those days.
So while Vance Johnson is being attended to, his helmet hit the ground hard. We look at the scoreboard. Cleveland and Kansas City still a 3-3 game as it was at the half. New England completing an opening day rout of the Jets with a 28-3 victory. Grogan playing very well today. Have a terrific new runner at New England and John Stevens, Northwest Louisiana. Raiders being challenged late in the game at the Coliseum, but still leading. And Houston and Indianapolis have gone to overtime. I think he might have banged a shoulder trump.
Yeah, he landed right on it. From behind the defensive back, when he goes up, he lands right on his left shoulder. Arm and elbow extended a little bit. That was smart for a while. Well, we look at Vance Johnson. Ricky Natila has not caught a pass today.
Tried to get to him early. First play of the game by Denver was a long bomb. First play from scrimmage for the Broncos. Now there is a punt that's going to again be down to tap it out. Let's see how it goes. This kick team is certainly keeping the heat on Seattle. And the defense has been stopping the Seahawks, but the offense can't move.
Well, let me tell you something. Simon Fletcher goes down and touches this ball. It's a 37-yard punt. But when he touches it, it looks like it's 86. His hand is on the ball and his foot is in the end zone. I'm not so sure about that, but I think that should be a touchback. Well, you can't touch the end zone, come back out and touch the ball without it being a touchback.
After flying so many aircraft, I'm not easily impressed with car performance. Then I drove the Cutlass Supreme pace car at the Indy 500. I was impressed.
In USAC tests, Cutlass Supreme out-cornered the BMW 325 and brake better than the Ford Thunderbird LX. And the Cutlass Supreme costs a whole lot less.
So I got 3 of them. Hey, I got 2 kids, boys.
And now get $1,000 direct from Oldsmobile when you buy a 1988 Cutlass Supreme by September 28th.
Hey, Dad, motor oil. We need some.
Yeah, well, just get the bargain brand, Sonny.
But, Dad, Valvoline makes the highest quality motor oil recommended by any automobile manufacturer.
Ah, quality schmality buster. I'd rather save money.
Hey, but there's a 15-cent rebate on every quart of Valvoline we buy.
Oh, sure, smart guy, but what about the 25-cent postage stamp?
But, Dad, this is an instant 15-cent rebate. We get our savings now.
Look, just get the Valvoline like I told you, or I'll sink you like a 3-foot putt.
Introducing the perfect tire for everyone. It does everything for every driver.
Is it safe in the rain?
Well, it's, you know. Can it handle at high speeds?
You mean fast?
Carry heavy loads?
How heavy?
Can I afford it?
There's no one perfect tire for everyone. So Goodyear makes different tires for every driver, car, and condition on the American road, including the perfect tire for you.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines. Rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies.
Now let's watch this punt once again. Watch Simon Fletcher, 73, bat this ball up in the air, and then Pat Kelly, the tight end, comes in from the right. He touches the ball. I can't tell if he's in the end zone or not. I don't think replay can either, so the play stands, ball dead on about the 2.5 or 3 yard line. But you can't go in the end zone or touch the goal line and come back without it being a touchback. So that was a close call, but there's Vance Johnson going off. He's got an arm or wrist injury, and the replay unit says it's inconclusive. I certainly agree, so there's no call.
So Elway has lost his best receiver. Seattle's finished his out of the game also. Largent went out with a slight concussion, but he's all right. Has not been back since, however. Craig from his end zone, living dangerously, and he makes the connection to Raymond Butler for a first down out to the 18-yard line. 16-yard gain from the end zone.
Over Jeremiah Castillo. That time, too much cushion allowed by the defensive back. And you can see the enthusiasm and the confidence draining from the Denver Broncos team, and certainly Mile High Stadium. No one's left. They're certainly not liking anything of what they see.
Still, though, a lot of time left. 8:40 to play. Broncos trail the Seahawks 21-7.
Yeah, but Don, I'll tell you, if Seattle does not turn the ball over, this game is done. Denver's got no chance to win this game unless Seattle lets them back in it with a big turnover. Interception, fumble. Seattle's got them right now. Denver's offense can't do anything. And there you see Dan Reeves. Get the ball. Get the ball. They need a turnover, and they need it big time. And they need it now.
Reeves was just looking up at the scoreboard clock. How much do we have left? 8:10 to play. If the super quarterbacks, that's a lot of points if they start hitting.
Well, here's where a 45-second clock. Here's where a 45-second clock favors the Seattle Seahawks team. A change from last year's rules.
John L. Williams, 2 yards in a cloud of dust, just like Woody Hayes would have liked it.
Yeah. Now, as soon as they set that ball down, the 45-second clock, has already started. When you're winning a game and you're trying to hold on to that lead, that 45-second clock is a great friend to you. When you're losing, that's Joe Collier, the defensive coordinator. That 45-second clock is a killer.
Joe is like a soccer goalie. He wears an outfit completely different than everyone else, so the QBs the defensive signal callers can spot him, see what he's waving in. Here's Scansy in motion. He's come in for Largent. Back to the run, and Warner on a 3rd down and short play gets ahead for a first down. So the Seahawks on 3rd and short get 4 new downs and can run the clock some more. It's down to 6:55 and running, and Seattle leads the game 21-7.
Just a straight dive ahead. John L. Williams leads. Kurt Warner gets the ball, got his hand over the point of it, making sure he hangs onto it good and tight. I think all parties involved on the field, on the sideline, know that if Seattle doesn't turn it over, they can crank up the plane, go home with a victory, Seattle.
A couple of people are walking around with a sign, "Give me some thunder," but none's to be heard. Denver fans waiting for something to happen. Their defense looking to get the ball. Swing pass. Williams can't hold on. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Tony Zendejas has kicked a field goal in overtime, and the game at Indianapolis is over. Houston beats Indianapolis 17-14. Raiders continue to lead by 4 over the San Diego Chargers at the Coliseum. 31. Iback gets the ball. That's Kurt Warner. He helps Denver by getting out of bounds, stopping the clock. Kurt Warner, a remarkable comeback story. In the opening game one season against Cleveland, he had a knee badly broken. Ligaments and cartilage. It was restructured through surgery. And he came back and has been as good as ever. An 1,000-yard rusher 3 of the last 4 years, and has had his best days in his career against these Denver Broncos, averaging 5.5 yards a carry. Low by Craig, and he cannot make the connection to Scansy as Dennis Smith breaks it up.
Delay of game. It's going to be against Seattle. Delay of game. So that's 3 plays in a row now that Seattle stopped the clock.
Delay by the offense. 3rd down.
A lot of walking around out there, isn't there? Seattle slow to the huddle. There's Rick Dennison on the sideline. He's got a shoulder or an arm or a hand problem. Each nerve in his shoulder. Yeah, he's trying to get that wing going.
Down and 19 for Seattle. They go to the run. Warner starts upfield, and he is struck in hard by Andre Townsend and Mark Haynes. Haynes got him first and 61. Townsend finished him off with the high shot. Now with under 6 minutes to play and the clock running, the Seahawks send out their kicking unit.
Yeah, and Denver sends out his punt block unit. That's it. That's the call. No questions asked. Go after it. Now remember, there's a new rule in the NFL. You can run into the kicker if it's not intentional, and they only get 5 yards. So on a 4th down and about 18 yards here, you can give a real shot at it, and they're not going to get an automatic first down.
From the top of the screen, far to the right, actually, Sam Grady, the gold medal sprinter from '84, starts his rush, now pulls back. High, long kick downfield, and Clark bobbles. He picks it up inside his 20 and gets some room to run. And Clark is across the 30 and out to the 33-yard line. We remind you that today's game is the property of the National Football League, of Denver and of Seattle, all rights reserved. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Denver Broncos and the National Football League is prohibited. Marcus Allen has just scored his 2nd touchdown of the day. He opened the scoring for the Raiders with an 11-yard run. He just scored from a yard out with 21 seconds to play. So the Raiders have their opener 1988 safely in hand with a 24-13 lead over San Diego. Elway looks. He has time, and he makes the connection. With the ball, still running is Steve Sewell. Free ball. Seattle might have it.
There's a fight over it.
We got players signaling for their team both ways, but the man who counts says Denver kept it. It's a first down Broncos.
You know, I think what happened, Brian Bosworth had it, and I think Steve Sewell and Karts took it away from him. Keith Karts and Steve Sewell took it back away from him. Watch it at the very end of this reception as Denver goes right back to the line of scrimmage. When this ball pops loose, I think Bosworth has it in his hands. Yeah, Sewell gets it away from him.
Too high, and Eugene Robinson puts a hard shot on the intended receiver Sewell.
There's Clarence Cage.
So Big Clarence is back and okay. He won't play again today. Removed on a stretcher in the 1st quarter, but no major injury. They've got him positioned in the clubhouse there so he can look out. What he sees, though, is not a happy development for any Bronco or their fans, as right now they're still down 21-7 with 4:56 to play. 2nd down arises. 2nd down and 10 for Elway. Wilhite on the run, and Gerald Wilhite is down to the 30-yard line. It's a first down for the Broncos. A 16-yard gain.
Right back to the line of scrimmage. Broncos have all 3 timeouts left. They should have gone to this earlier, huh?
Elway lots of time again. Another throw, another catch, and out of bounds with the ball is Ricky Nattil. His first catch of the day, good for yet another Bronco first down.
Dwayne Harper was the man in coverage. And all of a sudden, John Elway getting it there at the right time. The 31 Vernon Dean drops the coverage. Seattle going with 3 deep zone coverage, so they'll give up the underneath catch. That Seattle defense is tired. Those split 3, 4-4. If you include Tony Woods, played an awful lot today.
Denver trying to get it in. They've not scored since the second quarter when they got their only score of the day. Mitz on the run against Elway. Throwing for a touchdown. John Elway positioning himself perfectly just before crossing the line of scrimmage. Fires a liner 20 yards into the end zone, and Mark Jackson comes down with the ball for the touchdown, and the Broncos are back in the game with 4:14 to play.
This is the value of John Elway. He never gives up on a play. Mel Jenkins, 24, drops the coverage thinking that John Elway's going to run, and Jackson standing there by himself in the end zone.
Trump, he was out of the end zone and back in.
He sure was. You're absolutely correct. Replay will look at that. That's not going to count. Seattle should take a timeout. Dave Craig ran on the field. They're calling. Seattle's taking a timeout. Now you turn it over to replay.
Big Jacob Green is standing behind the center. He won't let him snap it.
Steve Largent ran down the sideline. Now watch again. Once you go out of the end zone, you can't come back in and catch the ball legally until somebody else. There he is. He's standing out of the end zone. He is an illegal receiver. Not only will it cost the Denver Broncos a touchdown, it's also a penalty. Well, that's the way this day is gone.
This spoken word of a receiver who's been guilty of that.
Yes, sir. I beg your pardon? We're on the replay again. The booth says it's not conclusive. We got a right foot standing out on the white part. Forget that foot. Look at that foot. Tell me he's not standing out of bounds? That's 2 feet out of bounds. Is his right foot standing out of bounds? That's the question.
Well, he's up on the soft toes of little cat's feet there. We don't know if the whole foot.
Well, that one will go forever then if that's. I don't know how in the world. Am I seeing things, or was his foot on the white part of the inline?
I thought it was on the white part and that he was out of bounds and came back in.
Well, see, there's paper all over the field, which I understand can at least give you a problem with it. Well, it's going to stand. Whoa.
Now Carlos. It's good. We'd like to welcome those viewers who have just joined us in the Cleveland-Kansas City game. This is Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. Chuck Knox and his Seahawks, an underdog coming in, build up a 21-7 lead. Now in the fourth quarter, on maybe a disputed play, it looked like the receiver was out of bounds and came back in. Elway hits Mark Jackson for a touchdown that gets the Broncos back in the game. They trail 21-14 with 4:14 to play.
It didn't look like he had 1 foot out of bounds through the inline. It looked like he had both feet out of bounds through the inline. But the touchdown stands. Elway on the scramble. Jenkins drops the coverage, and then Jackson is standing clearly in bounds. You can see the defensive back there, Eugene Robinson, saying, wait a minute. He was out of the end zone, came back in.
So we could be ready for a big ending in Denver, but we'll see now if Seattle can move the ball and run the clock. John Elway, if you've joined us late, had one of his off days. At one point, he hit only 4 of his previous 18 passes. He's been intercepted twice. 7 of his passes have been blocked by linemen. This kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Vikings will let it go out of the end zone, and Seahawks will start from their 20, leading 21-14 with 4:09 to play.
I have a feeling that touchdown is going to stand in dispute for a long time. But Jackson makes the catch, and the touchdown stands, and Denver now back in this ball game.
Cleveland winning on a field goal late in the game. Matt Farr hit one with 25 seconds left to give the Browns an opening day victory. Raiders have made it official. They beat San Diego, and Houston upset the Colts at Indianapolis on an overtime field goal by Zendejas. The noise is thunderous as John L. Williams, the Seattle fullback, takes it straight at the Denver defense out to the 23-yard line.
Greg Cregan on the tackle.
When he had to do it, Trump, Elway delivered, hitting 4 of 5 for 47 yards, the last for 20 and a touchdown.
That's the thing about John Elway. No matter how miserable he's been all day, he's always a threat.
Second down and 7. Greg stands in. Here comes the rush. He loops it up. John L. Williams makes the catch on the run, and he has 4 new downs for Seattle as Williams, with a 20-yard gainer, gets it out to the 45-yard line.
Well, was that a draw it up in the dirt and make the play? You see Craig motioning Williams, go deep, go deep. Carl Mecklenburg was right. You see 77 watching. He goes out of the picture, but he follows John L. Williams. Craig says, go deep. He's right behind you. He does. Williams makes a great athletic play to make that catch.
Adjusting to the ball in the air, John L. Williams, the big fullback from Florida, has made play after play today. You see his receiving yards, and he's been banging out the running yards. Shaken up on that play after adjusting to the ball in the air. Tommy Agee is in. Pitch back to Warner. He gets a block, and Warner is out across midfield and down to the 48-yard line of the Broncos. You see the game clock down to 2:30 and running. 21-14 Seattle.
Agee down on that play, a good lead block, and Paul Scansey also helping out. He comes in motion. You see Ron Mattis pull out. Agee does a great job there dumping Dennis Smith. And that allows the little spot for Kurt Warner to get up there. He stays in bounds. Second and short, 2:11. They'll not run a play before the 2-minute warning. Stay right there in the huddle.
That'll do it. They take it down to 2 minutes to play in the game. Perhaps we could be going to OT if Denver can get it back and get it in.
AT&T, the right choice. Last season, Steve Largent became the second receiver to catch 700 passes. Who was the first player to accomplish this feat? Was it Charlie Taylor, the Jets' Don Maynard, or Charlie Joyner? Which would you choose?
When people buy telephone service, particularly businessmen when they buy telephone service, they're not buying telephone service. They're buying a business capability. Think about your customers trying to reach you. Think about them trying to place an order and they can't get through because somebody hasn't engineered your access lines right, or somebody hasn't provided you the right kind of support in terms of how you design a telemarketing center. That's real money to you. That's why you buy AT&T services, because AT&T makes a difference to your business. That's the bottom line.
Charlie Joyner concluded his career with 750 receptions. If you said Charlie Joyner, you made the right choice.
Down to the wire on opening day in Denver, Colorado. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy as the Broncos trail the Seahawks 21-14 with 2 minutes to play. Trump, the Broncos, if they can get it back, still have all 3 timeouts.
And that's a big factor, but the Seattle Seahawks have gone to a very diverse offense here, and a big play by John L. Williams to get out of real trouble. Now they're in control of this game. Again, I repeat that if the Denver Broncos can't come up with a big turnover, I still don't think they have a chance to win this game.
I think you always have a chance when you got Elway, but you've got to get the ball, and now it's second down and about 2 coming up. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Michael Weissman. The coordinating producer of NFL football, Ted Nathanson. The producer of today's game, George Finkel. The director, John Gonzalez. Associate director, Ray Benassi. Right now, we're coming down to the wire. 2 minutes to go. It has been an up-and-down game. Seattle had momentum early. Really, their defense controlled Elway much of the game. Then when Elway had to do it the last possession, he did it. Hitting 4 of 5 for 47 yards and a touchdown. Now we have 2nd down and 2 coming up for Seattle as they go back to the run. Kurt Warner, he didn't get there. It'll be 3rd and about 1.
Denver calls a timeout. Kurt Warner was able to hang on to the football, which at this point in the ball game is probably the most important point.
No, Michael. I want it more Bud Light.
If you want the one light that outshines them all, ask for Bud Light.
You're not sure.
Oh, but I could be.
Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
Jill!
Report card on the Seahawks. Dave Craig with 14 of 30 for 168 yards and 2 touchdowns, but perhaps the most important stat's not up. He didn't throw an interception. Elway did, and they were huge, as it turns out. Elway, 21 of 45 for 259.
It doesn't really tell the story. He's also had 7 passes deflected today.
Yeah. And very nearly several more because of the deflections intercepted.
Yes, there's Patrick Bolin on the sideline.
The owner of the Broncos.
Jacob Green today, 2 block passes, 2 sacks, 4 tackles. Those are unofficial, but
3rd and less than 2 yards, and over the top goes Kurt Warner, and it appears he has it. Warner gets down to the 45-yard line with 1:44 to play in the clock running.
This has been a battle of defenses. We figured with all the offensive firepower that Denver and Seattle have, there'll be a lot more points on the board. And we see here today just 35. What a win for Seattle.
They'll go back to the Kingdome for their home opener next Sunday when they'll play the Kansas City Chiefs. The team that took the Browns right down to the wire before Matt Barr on his 2nd field goal today won it for Cleveland with just seconds remaining, 6-3. Broncos home again to play San Diego. A 24-13 loser to the Raiders today at Los Angeles.
Watch Denver go after this ball now.
Another thing, one of the few things John Williams doesn't do on a football field is a good one. He doesn't fumble.
Yeah. And you take the yards you can get and get on the ground so that nobody's holding you up so other people can hit you.
Tonight on NBC, Family Ties, and it's My Two Dads, followed by a 1-hour comedy special, A Whole Lot of Fun with John Biner. After that, Steve Guttenberg stars in the Sunday night movie The Man Who Wasn't There. That's all tonight only on NBC. Right after local news, our thanks to NBC statistician Dennis Mnuchin and to our spotters Mark Friedman and Merritt Cohn.
You know, historically under Dan Reeves, Denver Broncos have been a very good opening team. They've been 17 wins and 10 losses in the last 27 years. Seattle, on the other hand, a very poor opening team, 3-9, and their 3 wins have all come with Chuck Knox as their head coach. It's a major turnaround for both these franchises.
Seattle defense without starting cornerback Terry Taylor, without Pro Bowl linebacker Fred Young, without the retired Ken Easley, without Jeff Bryant in the field at all. He came, but he was a holdout the whole training camp.
He's played sparingly, just I think, just to give Alonzo Mitz, the Warrior, a little rest. Walt Boyer that time makes the tackle.
I believe that's the last time out, Trump, for the Denver Broncos. 1:05 to play in the game. 21-14 Seattle. As we look at the scoreboard once again on opening day.
Well, let's see what happens here with 1:05 left in that 45-second clock. The clock will start as soon as the ball is snapped. It's 3rd down and short. You obviously do not want to throw the ball at all. If Seattle does not get a first down here, it looks like Denver may get the ball back for a Hail Mary pass. Brings up a tough choice for Chuck Knox. If they don't make the 3rd down conversion, do you go with the punt? A lot of things could happen here in this next minute and 5 seconds, Don. A lot of people are leaving, but there can some strange things be going on here in a few minutes.
Denver Williams has rushed for 79 yards. Denver has only 76 yards total rushing. Warner. Did he get there? If he did, it's going to be a measurement first down.
Oh, it's close. I don't think he did.
Now a linesman's coming in.
Fourth down.
Bounced ahead. Let's see.
Fourth down now. 49 seconds left. Let's see when they spot it. All right, the 45-second clock has already started. There's 28 seconds left on the
inches short
on the 45-second clock. I think Seattle will let the time expire, or are they going to go for it on fourth down here? I think what they're going to do is just kind of stand out there, give the coaches a chance to think. 7 seconds left on. No, they're going to run a play.
But they keep. Warner, that'll do it. Seattle's going to win it as Kurt Warner slides ahead for a first down, and Denver, powerless to stop the clock, will go down to defeat. A rare home defeat for the Broncos. This is only their 6th home loss in their last 35 home games. So Coach Reeves and his Broncos will go back to get ready for next week's game, as we'll be back with our most valuable player, John L. Williams of the Seahawks. Final score, Seattle 21, Denver 14.
This buzz for all the
22 and Mark Ingram 82 are back deep, and the kick comes